High School and Hillsboro High School.
All right, I'm here with Coach Steve Thompson, the Claremont Northeastern Rockets first-year head coach. Coach Thompson, I appreciate you being with me tonight.
Thank you, Alex. Good to be here again.
So the last time we talked was prior to week one. We've had a few weeks. Minutes ago, we were saying it feels like a lifetime in 8 weeks at times.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It definitely not the season we anticipated, especially after the last time we talked. Yeah, definitely after the summit game. Man, you'd have thought because Summit's a good team. They're a good team. They have some good players. I thought that I'm like, oh my goodness, we're going to take on. I think Coldwater was not Cold. I can't remember they jumped up a division. Anyway, we're going to play for the Division 5 state championship. I thought that was the plan. That was the plan after that game.
Yeah, and then since then, definitely some unexpected turns in the season. Could you maybe talk us through a couple high and low points since then?
Oh yes, the high point, of course, being that we're getting that first win. Getting that first win out of the way, especially to a team, Summit. They knocked us out of the playoffs last year. So getting that win, getting that vengeance back, that was a good one. And to be honest, the Blanchester loss was a good high point for us. That Blanchester, again, they're getting ready to. I believe they're getting ready next week. They're going to play Marymount probably in the second round of the playoffs. That's a great team. Braden Sipple. He's tough. He's a tough quarterback. That loss, I will take that Blanchester loss, and I told the kids this too. I will take that Blanchester loss over a blowout any day of the week. We, up until the last few minutes of that game, we had that game won, and that was a big one. We haven't beat Blanchester since 2010, and that was a big one. I like that one. Coming into Bethel, Coach Hospelhorn. Coach Hospelhorn is a defensive guru. I take a lot of the stuff I do now from Coach Hospelhorn and Coach Charlie Carpenter, who was here a few years back, and he's going to have you figured out. He's not going to have any kinks in his armor, if you will. And he's going to have you figured out. And he did. My offensive coordinator was actually, man, I got to get a hold of that guy to figure out. Coach Farrell's like, I got to get a hold of that guy to see what he did, how he was able to stop us. Another low point, Fayetteville loss. I think, a couple more minutes on that game, we'd have had that game. Luke giving away that trophy. Was tough to do. As we were doing that, I was walking over to get the trophy because I told my players to stop on the field. I wanted them to stop. I wanted them to watch because I wanted them to see, me going over and getting the trophy and handing it to them and letting them celebrate while they celebrate getting the trophy. And Coach Jenkins was walking the trophy over, so I had them stop and I wanted them to watch because there's a point in your life when you're going to face some adversity, you're going to get knocked down, and how you get back up how you bounce back from that. I always said adversity causes some men to break, others to break records. It's a true test of a man is how he faces adversity. How you bounce back from that. That was a tough loss, Fayetteville. East Clinton, that was a tough one as well, too. Man, it seems like every game was just a tough one, a tough pill to swallow. Going in, I mean, a high point, yes, make it to the playoffs. I know there's going to be an asterisk around that, but we got to the playoffs. It's a playoff is a playoff. We were there. And within their first quarter, here it is. I think we had a game plan. Everything was good. We were rolling. We had Preble Shawnee figured out. There wasn't a thing that they were going to do that we didn't know about. We were calling their plays out, where it was going. We take the kickoff back, get it past the 50. They fumble on their first drive, and then after their first series, we lose a key player, Jake Mott, a sophomore running back, and H-back and defensive back. Lose him to an MCL strain. That was tough. We lose our quarterback, Landon Amon, who at one point was on the SBAAC national side, was leading in passing. And Landon Amon is a leader. Landon Amon knows the offense inside and out. Losing him was big. Key players on out through, but there was, with Jake Mott, Landon Amon, Keegan Braun, another one, the kid, here it is, the game was essentially lost, but this shows you the character of the kid. The game's essentially lost. I believe it was somewhere around 40-14, and they're kicking a field goal, and Keegan Braun goes all out, tries to block it, gets kicked in his kidney, lacerates his kidney. Kid still plays with a lacerated kidney. He's on bed rest for 2 weeks, and yet here he is. That's the type of character I got on this team. I know the record doesn't show it, but I will take this group against anybody. I've told Dave Caldwell, get Elder for week 10, get Moeller for week 10. I don't care. I'll take them against anybody. They're a tough, great group of young men. The senior class is going to do good and great things. I'm proud to have been their head coach this year. And I told them on Monday during our films, I said, guys, I apologize. I didn't get it done for you. And looking at Batavia, another low point. Guys, we lost another leader on defense and offense side of the ball, Logan Pottorf. Lost Damian Kistler. We took some bumps and bruises this season, and we haven't really had any significant injuries the past couple years. And this year, it just all kind of hit us at once, and it's tough. But like we talked about in the first meeting, hey, if we can make it through this season, man, we can make it through anything with all the things that have been thrown at us.
It's been a season of character building for sure. We said that in week one, and as you went through the preseason with everything different. So we go through a lot of names, some injuries and whatnot as we go in here to week 9. Some key performers you're looking for this week. Anybody's going to have to step up in new spots or?
Yes, we do get Jake Mott back. Jake Mott is back for week 10. He's going to knock the dust off a little bit and get back in there for us and start banging. We've got Mitch Braden, freshman, who recorded his first touchdown last week against Batavia. He's a freshman receiver and corner. Carter Corey is a junior. He usually plays my safeties. Albert Corey's little brother, my 4-year starter last year, Albert Corey, who was my headhunter as a DB. Now it's his younger brother taking that spot. He's going to get some plays on the offensive side of the ball. We've got Damian Kistler out. He's my leading receiver. I believe he had roughly almost 700 yards receiving. He needed 200 more yards receiving to break the single season receiving record. He moves up to second on that list now, though. Let's see. We're putting some guys in different spots. Senior Hunter Byers is going to be in some key roles. We've got Chris Jenkins. You're going to get to see a different style of quarterback from us with him kind of running the ball a little bit. He's always been a playmaker for us. Jenkins has, but he's going to be in a different role, different capacity. Let's see. I know I'm missing some. Zach Hopkins, sophomore. Andrew McIntosh is getting some more carries on the ball. Both of them are going to be in the backfield. We're trying to. I mentioned at practice this week, look, guys, I'm going to need, a warm body over here, and I'm going to need a warm body over there. Some guys stepped up last week when they needed to. Brad McIntyre, another good one. The kid, if I had 11 guys with Brad McIntyre's heart, I tell you, man, there'd be no stopping. Not to say our guys don't have heart that are out there playing, but Brad McIntyre, he's special to me. I love that kid. He stepped up, made some plays for us. We've got, like I said, guys in new spots. The defense is pretty still intact. Offensively is where you're going to see some different names being called.
Okay. Hopefully, when we talked in week 1, you really didn't get a chance to scout Summit, but now that we're 9 weeks in, you got a little bit of a scouting report on Hillsboro. What can we expect to see out of them?
Well, like we were talking before this thing started, is Hillsboro. You can't take Hillsboro lightly. They're 1-7. They're the team they beat, Greenfield McLean. They're an 0-7 ball club. Records don't matter with Hillsboro. They're a smash mouth football team. They're always going to have athletes. They're always going to have tough physical kids. They're a wing tee team. They run some wing tee, full house, and they'll spread it out a little bit. They have a mobile quarterback. They have a fullback, number 31. Can't remember his name right now, but he'll bang it up the middle. They've got a big running back, 22, who's going to do some quick pitches and jet motions and stuff like that. But they're wing tee. They're going to go in between the tackles, and they're going to bang it out with you. So they're going to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust type of team, and then all of a sudden throw out a speed waggle on 3rd and long. And then they're running so much, the passes work because DBs haven't been sound, haven't been disciplined.
Okay, I don't mind hearing that. It sounds like they're the type of team that's going to keep the clock running a little bit. That's good. What would you call your keys to victory? If sounds like stopping the run would be a pretty key component to you. What else would you call some keys for victory that would lend success to the Rockets tonight?
Yeah, stopping the run. Stopping the run. You hit the nail on the head. We have to stop the run. We have to stop the run in between the tackles. When you look at what happened with us against Preble Shawnee,
It's high school football tonight from Hillsboro High School. It's the Hillsboro Indians and the Claremont Northeastern Rockets. Both teams come into tonight with a 2-game losing streak. Claremont Northeastern is beaten up as they get ready to kick off. A lot of injuries. Jeff Seibert bringing you the play-by-play with me, Alex Cunningham. Alex,
Jeff,
game
it's good
tonight.
to be back. Yes, I'm
is.
looking forward to it. This 2 teams that on paper match up pretty well. We got looks like rain coming in, so it could get wet down there. So we're looking forward to what should be a good game tonight.
But we're in the press box that leads the league.
That's right.
So they'll be kicking off. Glancy kicks it off for Claremont Northeastern. It's driven all the way back to it goes into the end zone. And it's going to be a touchback, and Hillsboro will start the ball at their own 20-yard line. Hillsboro with Blake Tira at center. Zach Burns and Garrett Fannin are the guards. Tackles Justin Kahn and Lance Hetzel. Quarterback is Chris Stout, a junior.
Got a team that going to see him run the ball a lot. I'd say we're going to see the clock keep rolling when Hillsboro has the ball. That's been their MO throughout the season.
Indians come up to the line of scrimmage. Chris Stout, a junior quarterback, will be leading the attack. A couple of running backs, Bryce Parsons and Jace Middleton, as they give it off to the first guy, looked like Parsons. And he gets about 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 for Hillsboro.
Looks like Angus Krug for the Rockets there leading the way in the tackle.
Hensley on the tackle.
Going to be a chance for the defensive line to have a few tackles tonight.
Hillsboro comes in tonight with a record of 1-7. Claremont Northeastern 2-6. As I mentioned, both teams have lost their last 2 games. Both teams lost their playoff berth. And so now they're in this strange situations of post-playoff games.
May or may not be the last game tonight for the Rockets.
As they hand the ball off to, looks like Jace Middleton on the carry.
Carter Corey coming up for the Rockets on the tackle.
So Middleton makes it to about the 29-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd down and a yard for Hillsboro, and I'm sure we're going to see a run right here.
I would say so. Some different faces out there for the Rockets again tonight. As we mentioned, we've got some folks that are beat up a little bit. So there was Carter Corey on the tackle there. He's been there all year, but you got Mitch Braden playing cornerback, who's a freshman. Hillsboro lines up with 3 backs.
Looks like an abbreviated wishbone as Stout spins and hands it off, and that's going to be shy of the 1st down, I think, although his second effort might have gotten him across the 30.
Hayden Mattis on the defensive stop for the Rockets pulls him down, but not before they get that 1st down.
Jace Middleton on the call, and he gets the 1st down for the Indians. And that's their first down of the game, and it's 1st and 10 from the 31.
The Rockets are coming out in a little bit different defensive set than we've seen this season, counting on the run. So they've got 5 down linemen up front to match up against this wing T offense.
Travis Ross, tight end on the right side, as Stout has his back scattered behind him. 1 man behind him, now 2 men go in motion. And that's going to probably be a timeout for Hillsboro.
It's probably a good move there by Hillsboro to save a penalty there. That's the first time the clock stopped. We're down to 9:58 in the quarter. Jeff has been off for a week. We weren't able to do the 2 weeks. The playoff game we weren't able to get to, and then last week at Batavian, as Coach Thompson mentioned in his interview, definitely some attrition taking place for the Rockets. Everything from MCLs to lacerated kidneys. As we wrap up the season, it's been a grueling year.
Thing I hated to hear, he said Jake Mott had the lacerated kidney and he's going to had to have bed rest for a couple of weeks.
That was Keegan Braun.
Oh, that was Keegan Braun. Okay,
yeah,
but Mott got hurt.
Mott had the MCL, I believe.
Okay. But Mott, after he come back and really starting to come into his own, then have an injury like that.
Speaking of Jake Mott, that's him.
There he was.
So he's back feeling pretty good. He pulls him down for about a 2-yard loss there. So I believe on Jake Mott it wasn't a complete torn ligament. It was a strained MCL on his knee. So he was able to take a couple weeks off, and he's back. He's definitely a sophomore that's been a contributor all year for the Rockets.
Well, Hillsboro now faced with a 2nd down and 12 on the 2-yard loss on the tackle for a loss by Jake Mott. As they hand it off around the right end to Travis Ross, and he's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and that's another loss.
That was an excellent job by Angus Krug on the defensive end. He kept contained there, played that properly, and brings him down for a 2-yard loss. It's going to make it about 3rd and 14 yards.
We got 3rd down and about 14.
Angus Krug is really defensively here lately. Well, for the season, he has 5 sacks. He's 9th in the conference in sacks. He's got a forced fumble, and a blocked kick on defense. Big defensive end.
Yeah, he's had a good year. He's had a couple touchdowns as well on offense. Mm-hmm. He's definitely been a contributor to the ball club.
Pass over the middle, trying to get it to the tight end, and it was knocked down.
That's Carter Corey. Oh, Carter Corey wishes he had that one back. It was in his hands. I thought that might have been a pick 6. I was starting to shout, Jeff. I was able to restrain myself.
Well, they were trying to get it to Travis Ross, Claremont Northeastern, they're almost like a sack machine. They have like 4 of the top 10 sacks leaders, including J.J. Stricker, who leads the league in sacks with 11. Logan Podorf with 9 sacks. He's 3rd in the league. But there were really no opportunities on that possession as Hillsboro punts it away.
Jenkins on return for the Rockets.
Catches it, goes up for 5, 10, 15 yards on the return down to the 44-yard line of Hillsboro. So Northeastern will start with great field position.
On the stop. Place the ball at the 45-yard line.
Well, a different quarterback this week. Starting in the absence of Landon Amon, who is hurt, it's going to be Chris Jenkins. Jenkins on the year is 14 of 28. He's thrown 50% of his passes with 243 yards. He has 4 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
The assumption would be with Chris Jenkins playing quarterback in all likelihood. In all likelihood, we're going to see the ball run a little bit more. Looks like the Rockets come out of the huddle with 12 people on the – they break the huddle with 12, so we'll go 1st and 15. Jeff, as I look off in the distance, I'm seeing lightning crack around. It'll be interesting to see what the officiating staff chooses to do. It's several miles away, but hopefully we get to continue to play the game.
Well, Mitchell Braden, a freshman, comes out wide to the right side. He had a big catch in one of the games here past. Another new guy. Well, no, that's Angus Krug into the slot right.
Mitch Braden split right, a freshman with his first touchdown. Mott on the carry.
And they give it to Jake Mott. He has 6 yards. Jake Mott, as I was mentioning, really coming into his own of late. In the beginning of the year, they were kind of relying on Andrew McIntosh, but really due to his ability and what he's been doing, Jake Mott's kind of taken over. He's 31 rushes for 237 yards. He averages 7.6 yards a carry. As now Jenkins again gives it to Mott, and again he's got 5 yards or so to the 40-yard line. It'll be
running off the left side.
3rd down and 7.
Following Stephen Norton there on the left side, number 72, putting a pretty good block on to pick up 5 yards at a clip. If you can get 5 yards per carry, you'll take it all day long.
Rockets coming up quickly. Jenkins with Mott beside him. Jenkins at quarterback. Fakes the Mott, now rolls to the right side, in trouble, and he's going to be sacked at the 46.
Number 42, Barrett Austin.
Also
Barrett.
there, Derek Witt. So now it's 4th down for Claremont Northeastern, and they'll be having to punt.
I don't know. I think Bob Farrell's thinking hard about it. What do you think, Jeff? Are they?
Well, the ball's at the 45-yard line. Personally, I would punt.
The time we're taking to make this decision might.
I mean, if it was 4th and 5 or something, well, they're going to go for it.
Lining up.
Wide to the near side is Mitchell Braden.
I think he says it's week 9. Let's just do it.
Podorf the other way. Well, that's true. Jenkins rolling to the right side, left side, now throws it downfield, and it's complete. And out of bounds with the 1st down. That was Angus Krug with the reception.
Well,
like I said, I would go for it.
There's a flag on the play.
Oh, a flag on the
And
play.
now a penalty marker.
In all likelihood, I bet you're going to have an illegal man downfield. Based on the location of the flag, I can't imagine it's a hold. But we'll see what they have to say.
The officials for tonight's game: Tony DeManna is the referee, Tim Hessing the umpire, John Key the head linesman, Michael Creamer is the judge, back judge is Marshall Long, and the center judge Jackson Moore.
So we'll do it again. We'll probably see a punt this time. It was an illegal man downfield for Northeastern. That play lasted a little while.
Griffith back for the Indians.
Sometimes you embrace a lineman containing his block, but got a little into it.
Kanan Griffith back at about his own 15-yard line, waiting for the punt from Chris Jenkins. As Kanan will let it bounce, and it'll roll dead at about the 12-yard line, so they keep winning on the possession game. 12-yard line. Hillsboro will start, but we have another penalty marker. We'll see what it is.
It's probably going to be an illegal procedure on the Rockets, not enough men on the line of scrimmage.
Illegal shift
Yeah.
against the Rockets.
Well, dude, 4th down again. So the first one worked, and then you punt the second one. Do you go ahead and go for it on the third one, Jeff? Third time's not a charm here. I don't think so.
Wouldn't think. Well, had that ball not been on the 12-yard line, they may not have taken it, but now it's just, going to do it again. So they're going to probably come out with better field position at this point.
Well, hopefully the Rockets have their lineup set. We had some miscommunication on who was on that coverage team. So we'll do it again.
And Kanan Griffith, again, the junior back to receive the punt this time at around his own 25-yard line. That's a high overturning kick that he will fair catch at the 30. So that penalty was about an 18-yard penalty. And they'll take over instead of their own 12 at their own 31-yard line, 1st and 10.
As we change possessions, we look at the Rockets roster there. There have been a few changes throughout the season, but
yeah, I'm having to check my roster a couple of times. There's some numbers out there that aren't as familiar as they were.
I'm glad we're not in the camo jerseys tonight. It would be rough if we were starting from scratch in the camo.
So the Hillsboro Indians, 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. We have 5:45 left to go in the first period from Hillsboro. Pitch out goes to Parsons. Or that was Middleton, rather, and he's still fighting for yardage at about the 30 or at the 39-yard line.
He probably goes for 9 yards there. Angus Krug ended up tracking him down, but there was a couple missed blocks there for the Rockets. Lost contain on that right end.
So 2nd and 1 for the Indians. So far, so good for this Claremont Northeastern defense.
We approach the 5-minute mark already in this first quarter.
There are a couple of guys doing radio, and I was talking to them that are doing the radio game for the Hillsboro Indians. And I was telling them when I saw Hillsboro on the schedule, I thought, oh, my gosh. But then when you looked at their record, they're 1-7. They've been having their problems. Kind of not indicative of the way normally Hillsboro plays.
As with most programs, you go through some ups and downs. J.J. Stricker on that tackle for the Rockets there. Yeah, they match up. I can remember in the late 90s when I played at CNE, and Hillsboro had several athletes that went to the Division I level. I can remember playing against T.J. Turner, who ended up at Michigan State.
You played against him?
Yeah, I was young when he was a senior.
Yeah, I remember him from my old WAXZ days playing against Western Brown, and boy, he was a stud now.
I was a freshman when he was a senior.
First down for Hillsboro. There's about a 2-yard gain. Ross got the call. Travis Ross, the junior, with a 1-yard gain. 2nd down and 9. Angus Krug again.
Hayden Mattis.
He's going for Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, he's feeling it tonight. He actually came out with the ball. It was a little late. You also had Hayden Mattis, who was dragging him down from behind as well. So it's a team effort there by the Rockets' front 5 tonight instead of the front 4. You've got Jacob Graber, who's moved out of he had been playing defensive tackle all season with Logan Podorf not on the field. You got Jacob Graber playing it at the defensive end now.
Kanan wide left. Ross goes in motion to the far side as they hand the ball off to Middleton. He's across the 50, and now he's got some running room. Jake Mott runs him down at the 30-yard line.
That one faked me out, Jeff. That was a really good misdirection play for Hillsboro. I fell for the counter and didn't even track it on the camera. That was a well-timed counter play.
All right, so Jake Mott saves the touchdown. He was the only man between him and pay dirt.
I was looking right side all day.
So Middleton with a big gain. And now they send Griffith out wide to the right side. Chris Stout, the junior quarterback, has thrown only one pass so far. And that was the pass that was almost intercepted. Now again, Middleton in motion. A penalty marker as they go forward to about the 20 or 19-yard line, but a penalty marker laying on the field at about the 30.
Chris Jenkins on the tackle, but I think you're going to have an illegal procedure here, or an illegal formation, rather.
3:11 left to go first quarter. No score from Hillsboro. This is probably the first threat of the game. But a 5-yard penalty marked off against Hillsboro, so it'll be at the 35. It'll be 1st and 15 for Hillsboro. Kanan Griffith again out wide to the right side. Derek Witt in the backfield behind Stout. He's had a few injury problems over the last couple of weeks, but they say he's one of their better offensive players. Now more movement on the line, and we'll see whether they were drawn or if CNE.
It's going to go back our way. It's going to go against us. They're encroachment on the Rockets.
Yep, encroachment. Well, so that negates that 5-yard penalty against Hillsboro. Now we're back even, 1st and 10. Ball at the 30-yard line. Kanan Griffith again wide to the right side. Middleton right on the end in the slot.
Jeff, who do we have at 58 for the Rockets?
Witt on the carry, and he gets maybe 2 yards. 58?
Yeah, I don't have him on my roster.
I don't either.
As we said, lots of changes for the Rockets tonight. Different numbers, different positions. Doing what you can do.
I think this is the first time we've seen him in their whites, isn't it?
That may in fact be Brad McIntyre if I'm thinking correctly. I've got an 82. But
2nd down and 8 for Hillsboro. As Stout, well, there's some serious action in there as they hand it off.
J.J. Stricker on the tackle for the Rockets. Yeah, definitely. They're going in 2 different directions nearly every play.
Yeah, 2 or 3 different look like at least 2 fake handoffs before he handed it off. That's about a 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 4 for the Indians.
Definitely using misdirection. That's what got them their big run. It's going to be important for the Rockets tonight to maintain some discipline, especially the defensive ends on the backside, making sure that they don't get suckered for that and give up the big play.
Big 3rd down play for the Claremont Northeastern defense. Ross goes in motion to the far side as they hand it off, and Middleton again gets the carry, and he gets the 1st down for Hillsboro down to the 15-yard line.
That's Carter Corey on the tackle for the Rockets, and that's basically the same play that broke him for the big run. Misdirection to the right and then giving it to the second back through to the left. So, again, hopefully the Rockets defensive coaches up in the booth can identify that and make some corrections.
One thing about Hillsboro, it's a young team. Stout is a junior, Parsons a sophomore, Middleton is a junior.
I'm going to play the interview at halftime with Coach O'Rourke, but he said at the beginning of the season they recruited about 22 players, or 12 players, I'm sorry.
Well, stepping his way into the end zone is Travis Ross. He was just patient, watching the guys, waiting for his blocks, and took it right into the end zone.
Yeah, he never did break into a full sprint anywhere on that run. Just found his spot, found a seam, and took it on in.
So Travis Ross scores the touchdown with 42 seconds left to go in the first quarter. It is 6-0 Hillsboro.
Comes with 42 seconds.
And they'll be kicking the point after.
Nick Turner lining up to kick.
And it's good. Low kick, but it's good.
42 seconds left in the first quarter, ready to score.
As we step away for a second, we'll take a look at how the National Division of the SBAAC Conference finished the year. And again, we saw that Bethel Tate was on top over Blanchester. Bethel finishing with a perfect record in the conference. As we played both those teams earlier in the season, I don't think it really comes. Those were clearly the 2 best teams we played throughout the season. I think Bethel surprised a lot of people this year with the way they came out and really dominated the division.
Yeah, Bethel looked like the best team that we saw, I thought.
Mm-hmm. But not to say that Blanchester by any means was slouches.
But Bethel beat Blanchester.
Yep, they did.
So
strong
argument.
When we saw that, they definitely were a good team.
Kick for the Indians.
So Hillsboro will kick it off from their own 40, leading 7-0. 42 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Rockets looking for their third win of the season tonight. Their 2 wins have been shutouts, home field shutouts, both of their home wins. One against Williamsburg 3 weeks ago, and then the opening game against Summit. Ball skips and gets by the return man,
Carter Corey.
Carter Corey,
Corey on the return.
and he's to the 21-yard line, first down and 10 from there for Claremont Northeastern.
Place above the 21-yard line. First and 10
In all likelihood, we'll have one snap here to finish out the first quarter.
One thing about Claremont Northeastern, when you look at their roster, I mean, look at this roster for Hillsboro and our roster. It's like they have half the number of players.
Without a doubt, that was something that Coach Thompson and I talked about off air. That definitely something that Northeastern needs to work on is to increase our participation levels, especially at football. We're a school that our enrollment is declining, but we've got some athletes at the school, and we've got to continue to develop them. I think that Coach Thompson is as an alumnus and a teacher at the school. He's been on staff for a long time. I think he's here for the long haul to hopefully build the program, see our numbers improve, really get some enthusiasm for it. He's going to have to start that at the junior high level and bring kids in. This senior class was really they had some success in Pee Wee and through junior high. And I think that the last few years of pretty good football teams has been a result of that. So hopefully Coach Thompson can do that through the next few years, and we see the results of that.
30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Claremont Northeastern with a second down and 8. Jenkins sends Mott in motion to the near side. Takes a snap and gives it to McIntosh.
Zach Hopkins on the carry.
Oh, Zach Hopkins on the carry, okay. Another sophomore getting in on the action. And that's going to bring us to an end of the first quarter. So we've completed one quarter of football from Hillsboro High School. The score, the Hillsboro Indians 7, Claremont Northeastern nothing. Well, welcome back to Hillsboro High School. Jeff Seibert along with Alex Cunningham bringing you the play-by-play of Claremont Northeastern Rockets football here on our YouTube CNE RocketCast. Jake Mott goes in motion to the far side. It's 3rd down and 7 as Jenkins throws over the middle, and it's complete to Krug. Krug right down the middle of the field into Hillsboro territory, finally driven down at the 43.
He's brought down there by number 29, Ethan Grooms.
Place about the 45-yard line.
Another big play for Angus Krug as they come up quickly. Mitchell Braden, the freshman, again wide to the right side.
You know, I guess I didn't
On
realize.
the near side is Carter Corey. Go ahead. Sorry.
Didn't notice that Chris Jenkins is a left-hander.
Fakes a handoff, flips it out to Jake Mott.
Going to be a flag on the
he's
play.
going to get inside the 40, but a penalty marker back upfield is probably, I don't know.
Illegal
Wait.
shift.
Yep.
We have a flag on the play.
1st and 15.
Illegal illegal shift against
Referee
the
Tony
Rockets.
DiMana makes the call and now talks things over with one of the Rockets linemen, Steve Norton.
The procedure penalties that happen like that are really indicative. You got guys in different positions that have maybe had a week's worth of practice to get their schemes down.
5-yard penalty and place the ball at midfield.
It's difficult for the offensive team to even get a full team set in against live defense. It's just been a
5-yard
difficult
penalty,
season.
place the ball at midfield. It'll bring up first down and 15.
Well, I don't know where they're lining up. 'Cause
What
they've
is
got the-
what is going on here?
Yeah, the first down marker is at the 50, but they're back at the 40-yard line.
Is it a 15-yard penalty for an illegal procedure?
Now the referee's going to call a timeout to talk about it.
The beanbag's up here. We got a 20-yard illegal shift.
Yeah, they're moving them back to the 50, so Northeastern will have the ball at about the 50-yard line, 1st and 15 rather than 1st and 25.
This stupid beanbag thing, hopefully, if nothing else, if we can get out of that, that'd be great.
I don't know if that was a beanbag or whether they just, incorrectly marked it off, but regardless, they got it right now. Mott goes to the far side. Fake handoff, and Jenkins looking downfield, throwing deep. Got Angus Krug. He drops it.
Oh, Angus Krug wants that one back.
Hit him right in the stomach, and he dropped it.
Pass falls
Man,
incomplete.
Angus wants that one back for sure.
And that could very well have been a touchdown.
Oh, that was a touchdown if he pulls that in for sure. I think the field might be a little slippery. I don't know if you noticed the back judge wiped out when he was signaling incomplete. He was definitely on his horse there.
One of the funniest things I ever heard, I was talking to a friend of mine. Well, I'll tell you after this play. He was talking about playing football for Western Brown. Fakes the handoff, switched it out to Mott. Gets it around the corner, and now he cuts it upfield and gets some good yardage, and he's still on his feet, staying in bounds. And he might have a first down. I think he does.
Man, that's some big effort.
Yes, it was.
Derek Witt on the tackle for Hillsboro. That's really good effort there by Jake Mott. It looked like he was going to be brought down after about a 4-yard run.
But a friend of mine, Mark Bollinger, he played for Western Brown years ago.
Okay.
And he was talking about one of his receivers who will remain nameless. And he says, the guy was unbelievable. He goes, you'd hit him right in the numbers, he'd drop it. But then you throw one 5 feet above his head, he reaches up, makes a spectacular one-handed catch, runs 5 yards, and fumbles. And I thought that was the funniest thing I think I've ever heard.
High school football is such a funny thing. I can remember, it must have been my junior year, maybe my sophomore year. We had a guy that, man, he was fast and he could run the ball, but he just didn't get many touches. And I can remember he finally got the call as a fullback, and he takes off, and he was fast, and he's running, and he goes for about 40 yards. And he's got almost a touchdown in his sights, and his safety for Bethel runs behind him and tomahawks the ball, and he fumbles the ball on the 3-yard line, lost his touchdown run. They recovered it. Some guys.
Yeah, that's tough.
But it's high school football. That's what's fun about it.
Well, there was a guy from the Bears that did that, wasn't it, a few years ago? Going real slow, and there's somebody come up behind him. And
let it go.
Yeah, it's not over till it's over, somebody said.
High school sports are fun because of that, because these are 16, 17, 18-year-old kids.
All right, so Northeastern now it's 3rd down. Mott got it to – they actually spotted it further up from where he ended up falling. He must have stepped out of bounds or something. Anyway, it's 1 yard to go, and they hand it off, and that's going to be a first down easily.
Mott on the carry.
About a 5-yard run that time for Jake Mott. He has really come into his own as a running back for Claremont Northeastern here of late.
For sure.
Place about the 31-yard line. 1st and 10, Rockets.
One of the bright spots of the future for Claremont Northeastern, only a sophomore, Jake. Also a good defensive player. High snap, but Jenkins pulls it down, throws to the left side, and it's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it down there to Carter Corey, the junior,
Falls incomplete.
who's getting some action here in the last couple of weeks. So now it's 2nd down and 10 for CNE as they have the ball in their best field position of the night. They're at the 30-yard line of Hillsboro. 7-0 Hillsboro, 10:15 left to go in the first half. Northeastern will send Krug Out wide to the right side along with Mitchell Braden. Jake Mott to the near side along with Carter Corey. He's the wide out on the left. Jenkins in trouble and going to be sacked.
It's well played there by Derek Witt.
Witt's the guy that's had some injuries the last couple of weeks. They say he's one of their best players, and he shows it there. Looked like somebody might have missed a blocking assignment.
He most certainly has an athletic body.
Witt was in quick, and now it's 3rd down and 18.
You know, I don't smell it tonight, but I can remember, we'll go back to high school again. I can remember playing here as a sophomore, and I determined then that Hillsboro had the best concession stand in the country. They're right across from the stockyards, and they were grilling fresh hamburgers all night long. I was kind of hoping to see that tonight and grab one at halftime, but I'm not smelling it, Jeff.
Now we're pretty elevated here. Jenkins flips it out to Mott again. Jake turning it on, and he'll get a first down and another penalty marker, and he's going to run it down the field for the touchdown, but a penalty marker back upfield is probably going to be an illegal block on Claremont Northeastern, but we will wait and see.
I think Jake Mott's knee is feeling better, Jeff.
It would appear.
Without a doubt. So we'll probably get a 3rd down again. You have it from the spot. You're going to be looking at about a 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15.
Boy, Northeastern has had their opportunities on this possession.
For sure.
And again, it's going to be marked off against CNE all the way back to the 38-yard line. So instead of a touchdown, it's going to be holding or illegal use of hands.
It's 10 yards from the spot, so
3rd down and about 18, it looks like.
for sure.
17, 18, something like that.
Close enough.
Jenkins. Left-hander looking downfield, now rolls to the right side. And now he'll keep it himself and go forward across the 30 to the 29, but he's going to be about 7 or 8 yards shy of the first down.
I'd say that Coach Thompson's going to think seriously about just going forward here.
No, I would say they would go for it at this
It's
area of the field. I would think they would.
You'd be looking at nearly a 50-yard field goal.
They'll bring up 4th down and about 8.
So here they come. Again, Carter Corey wide to the left. 3 men in the backfield behind Jenkins. And a penalty, and it's going to be an offsides, it looks like.
Hillsboro is going to line up in the neutral zone, it appears.
Dead ball foul, offside.
So that helps. So instead of 4th down and 8, it's going to be 4th down and about 3.
Speaking of field goals, did you know that I once lined up for a 40-yard field goal here myself in 8th grade? No joke. It got blocked.
So you actually attempted a field goal?
I attempted it. I was the center as well. Backup center, snapped it to
Throw
us.
down the field, trying to get to Krug. He comes
Touchdown.
down with it that time. Touchdown, Angus Krug.
How about that? Into double coverage, Angus Krug uses every bit of his 6'4" height and pulls it in. Good job, Angus
Not
Krug.
to be denied after dropping the one pass wide open. He catches that one in heavy traffic. 2 guys guarding him. Comes down with it, and Northeastern a point away from tying the score.
What was your Western Brown friend that catches the hard ones?
Yeah, Mark Bolander. Well, he was the quarterback.
Those are-
Jared Glancy, 12 of 15 for point afters. He hits 80% of the time.
Well done by Angus there on that catch.
Glancy puts it through, and we're tied.
Is good.
So with 8:08 left to go,
Left in the second quarter where you score.
how long was that pass to Krug?
That was about a 32-yard pass.
Well, Angus Krug with the touchdown reception for Claremont Northeastern is tied 7-7. I was just telling Alex it looks like he's the best player on the field tonight.
He's having a heck of a game.
Offense and defense. Driven down the middle of the field, the kick.
Seal it and go.
And they're going to bring it back up to 30, to 35, 40. Still on his feet as the Rockets are missing some tackles, and they finally get him out of bounds. Thrown down hard by Chris Jenkins at the 47-yard line. And Hillsboro takes it into CNE territory, and that's where they'll set it up.
That was another case of Hillsboro's runner showing some patience there and allowing his blockers to set up the wall, and leads to a pretty nice return and gets him in Hillsboro territory.
Travis Ross on the return for Hillsboro. He's one of their better offensive players as well. He's a wide receiver. He returns kicks. He returns punts. He runs a lot out of in-motion action. So 1st and 10 for Hillsboro. They start in CNE territory at the 47. Ross in motion to the near side as they give it to Middleton. He spins it forward for 10, almost 10.
Geez, he was the third guy through.
Middleton on the carry.
So another good run for Jace Middleton. It's going to be 2nd down. Actually, they're marking that as about a 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Indians.
To our viewers at home, if I miss one of these counter plays and follow the wrong back, I apologize in advance, but there's a lot of action happening in that Hillsboro backfield.
Middleton now in motion. They give it to the other guy, Ross, coming to the near side, and he's going to be hit and slammed down.
Hunter Vyers had no patience for that one. He was going to put him in the backfield. Well done. Or not, that's not Hunter Vyers. That's Hayden Mattis on the tackle.
Mattis on the stop.
Mattis, the senior, with the tackle.
Place him on the 41-yard line.
Now it's going to be 3rd down and 3. And Hillsboro wants a timeout. So a timeout on the field, 6:55 left. Hillsboro scored first with 42 seconds left in the first quarter. Travis Ross with an 18-yard run. Nick Turner added the point after with 7-0. And then just moments ago, Angus Krug came down with a 32-yard reception from Jenkins. Glancy added the point after, and it's 7-7 with now 6:55 left to go in the first half.
So, Jeff, let me tell you a little more about my field goal.
Okay.
8th grade Claremont Northeastern middle school football team scored 0 points through the whole season. With 40 seconds left, we still hadn't scored, and our coach lines us up for a 40-yard field goal. I'm the center. He lines me up to kick. The Hillsboro player comes through and stood in front of me. I looked at him. He looked at me. I kicked the ball into his whatever regions. It was a miss.
Oh, wow.
And I can still to this day remember hearing my dad and his friends on the sideline over there laughing about it just because of how ridiculous of a play it was.
1st and 10 Indians.
Well, Derek Witt takes it ahead. 1st and 10.
You all right down
Yeah,
there?
I'm almost tripped over my microphone.
That's there to
Or
make sure you
something.
don't knock it out.
No, I don't want to do that. Well, a 1st down for Hillsboro. Chris Stout hands the ball off again, that time to
Witt on the carry.
Kanan Griffith. No, that was Witt on the carry.
Hunter Vyers on the tackle for the Rockets.
Byers on the stop. Place him on the 27-yard line.
So Hillsboro apparently starting to move the ball now. 2nd down and 5. Big defensive stand here for Claremont Northeastern.
We approach the 6 minutes mark in the second quarter.
Middleton in motion to the far side. Again, they give it on the counter to Ross, and he is again slammed
Ross
down.
on the carry.
Hayden Mattis.
Yep. That almost looked like the identical same play as a few minutes ago.
Well, it probably
No gain
was.
on the play, 3rd down.
One of the idiosyncrasies of a wing T offense like this, sometimes you might call only 3 plays in a series, but there's so many variables to the option that he may just keep calling the same play and it could go to a different back every time, but you do see a lot of the same tendencies.
Well, not only what I'm talking about,
The tackle and
Middleton
everything.
went in motion.
Yep.
Ross came over and Mattis hammered him. That's 2 straight plays.
Deja vu for sure.
Same play, same result. Middleton again to the far side. Again, this time they'll give it to the guy up the middle. And the penalty marker against probably Hillsboro.
Looks like we got the right tackle to jump for Hillsboro.
Motion against the Indians, so a 5-yard penalty. Again, some help for the Claremont Northeastern defense. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 9 for Hillsboro. 5:11 left to go in the first half. 7-7 from Hillsboro. Rockets haven't won a game on the road this season. Hillsboro's one win came here at home on senior night. So if you're going to win one, that's the one to win.
That's the night to do it. Hillsboro next week is going to play a Saturday game at West Portsmouth.
Yes, I saw that.
That's a hike. It looks like we're going to have a delay a game.
Legal substitution.
So another penalty against Hillsboro.
Against the Indians, 5-yard penalty. Place the ball
Looked like they were moving the ball well until a couple of penalties have now stymied this drive, and now it's going to be 3rd down and about 14 for the Indians.
Well, at halftime we'll have that interview from Coach O'Rourke, but that's the sort of thing that he talked about where as an inexperienced football team, they have a tendency to just make some mistakes that hurt themselves.
Stout pitches it to Ross. Travis is run out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. That gets it back to what was originally the line of scrimmage when this started. So now it's going to be 4th down and 10. The ball at the 32-yard line.
J.J. Stricker comes from a defensive tackle position to run him out of bounds.
I think that might be the first time we said Stricker's name. He's been a little quiet tonight. No passing going on, so he's not going to get any sacks.
He's not getting a chance to lick his chops for a sack, that's for sure. Not like a normal evening.
Stout brings him up. Again, that wishbone formation behind him. As he spins, looks downfield, throws it down the field, and nobody's anywhere near, but it's overthrown, thankfully.
He wants that one back.
Wide open was Kanan Griffith. Down there at about the 10-yard line, nobody around him. That would have easily been a touchdown, but it was overthrown. And CNE takes over on downs and after they've missed the bullet. Dodged the bullet.
Definitely dodged a bullet there. That was 6 for sure. So we'll see what Northeastern does with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left here. They definitely have the ability to put it in the end zone in that amount of time. I'd say why not take another shot to Angus Krug, Jeff?
Well, you know, their 2 top receivers are not playing.
Well, they almost lose their 3 top receivers. If you have Kistler's out and Podorf's out, and Chris Jenkins is normally
he's a quarterback.
Is at quarterback, and Jenkins is a good receiver as well. So just everything out of sorts in that capacity. As Northeastern calls a timeout, we'll be right back.
Well, welcome back to Hillsboro. 4:31 left to go in the first half. 7-7 the score. The Rockets send out wide to the right side. Mitchell Braden. Mitchell, a freshman, has 1 catch this season, but that one was for 62 yards.
That's a big catch. That's a good average yards
really
per
good
catch.
average. Really, he leads the league, I think.
Exceptional.
Jenkins down to the right side. He's going to be run down and sacked back at about the 34 or 27-yard line is where he was sacked.
Austin Barrett on the tackle there. That coming from the corner position runs him down. Mitchell Braden's dad's another one that's a CNE alumnus. He graduated with me in 2001. He was the quarterback my senior year. Our junior year, he was the backup quarterback and the backup center.
So here comes Northeastern, 2nd down and 13 or so. About a 3-yard loss on the play, a little more than 3 yards. Jenkins alone in the backfield. Well, no, he had Mott next to him. As now Jenkins will try to run it himself, and he gets about 2 yards of that 3 back.
We're going to have 3rd and 14 here.
That might have been a busted play, but at any rate, no gain actually on the play. And now it's 3rd down and 13. Jenkins, you know, you've got Landon Amon, who has thrown 12 touchdowns and had 12 interceptions. Chris Jenkins, 4 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So the Rockets do give the ball up in the air some. Jenkins fakes, throws, going deep for Krug, and it's intercepted, as I shouldn't even have said anything about that. Jenkins was intercepted for the 5th time this season, and now Hillsboro will take over at about the 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
That's Ethan Grooms on the interception for Hillsboro. Turnovers are a key component of a football game like this, and I'd say in all likelihood the team that turns it over the least tonight is who you probably see come out on top.
So that's the first turnover of the game. And now Hillsboro comes up. Kanan Griffith out wide to the right side. Guarding him is Mitchell Braden. He's in at cornerback for Landon Amon. As the throw is complete and a nice hit at the 47-yard line.
It's Carter Corey for the Rockets
Corey
coming up, sticking him pretty good.
Corey on the stop. Place about the 48-yard
But a
line.
7-yard gain, 2nd down and 3
Second down,
for Hillsboro. .230 clock moving here in the first half. So Hillsboro, pretty good field position at the 47 of CNE, but time is becoming a factor. Clock continues to move as Kanan Griffith comes wide right. Middleton in the slot right. Now he goes in motion, and they hand it off to Middleton. Jace Middleton, the junior, to the 40-yard line, 1st down for Hillsboro. And that will keep the clock moving, and now the clock stops at 2:05.
J.J. Stricker on the tackle for the Rockets there.
41, 1st and 10 Indians.
Now they start the clock again. It's 2 minutes left here in the first half. 7-7 the score. Angus Krug with that touchdown pass from Jenkins counts for the Rockets scoring.
Hillsboro's in the shotgun formation for most of this series so far.
Man in motion, and they'll give it to Ross. Travis Ross hit and driven down before he got back to the 40.
Andrew
so
McIntosh.
2nd and 10.
Andrew McIntosh defends that play well. Might get a yard on it.
Gain of 1, a big 2nd down at 9.
So 1:26. Again, the clock is a factor.
I believe Hillsboro's used 1 timeout so far.
And Northeastern will get the ball to start the second half as they kicked off to start the game.
Hillsboro's out of timeouts.
Again, a man in motion, Travis Ross. They handed it other side. That's Witt on the carry. Gets to the 32-yard line. It's going to be shy of the 1st down as the clock continues to move with 53 seconds left.
Pirates on the stop.
As they come up quickly to the line of scrimmage.
Hunter Vyers on the tackle. Northeastern came up with the ball, but not the runner was down.
Still 42 seconds left. Stout rolling to the near side, throws. It's complete to Travis Ross. It's a 1st down. He's out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Most importantly, stopping the clock with 32 seconds.
Yeah, that's a smart play by Travis Ross to have the
Place about the 25-yard
the football IQ to get out of bounds there and stop the clock as they're out of timeouts.
So a test for the Northeastern defense. Hillsboro able to take some time now to call the play. They were having to hurry to the line. So you figure they'll have to be passing because if you run it, you're going to run out of time. They need to get it to the sidelines as Middleton fakes the handoff and now throws over the middle. It's going to be a touchdown. Straight over the middle.
Out to Perry.
And
25 yards for the touchdown.
who was that? Perry?
Perry.
Which Perry?
Lawton Perry.
Lawton Perry with the touchdown.
Looks like goes for about a 25-yard touchdown to Lawton Perry.
So, time does not run out fast enough. 26 seconds left. They go for the 2-point conversion, and they're going to take it in.
For the 2-point conversion.
Travis Ross runs it in.
26 seconds left in the first half.
So with 26 seconds left to go in the first half, it's 15-7 Hillsboro. Travis Ross with a 2-point conversion. And just like that, Claremont Northeastern find themselves losing again. (15-7), the Hillsboro Indians lead the Claremont Northeastern Rockets. Jeff Seibert along with Alex Cunningham here at Hillsboro on CNE RocketCast. Nice to have you with us. High overturning kick that Chris Jenkins will pick up at about the 16-yard line. Coming to the right side, he's got a little bit of yardage as he gets across the 30 to the 32. Tackled there by Kanan Griffith of Hillsboro.
On the stop.
So they'll have 21 seconds here to complete the half.
Well, I think my voice is starting to go here.
You need some more
This
Diet
night
Pepsi.
air. It's this night air up here. So 21 seconds left to go in the first half. Mott wide left along with Angus Krug in the slot. Give it a shot here.
Go deep. Why not?
Jenkins going deep, trying to get it to Mott, and it's going to be intercepted again.
It may come back. We got a penalty flag. There is a penalty flag. In all likelihood, it's going to be.
What, defensive pass interference?
No, I think it's going to be lined up in the neutral zone on Hillsboro. It didn't blow the play dead. Oh, it's going to be sideline warning.
No penalty for the first infraction.
Sideline warning.
The No Fun League.
Place about 33-yard line.
Well, 33-yard line, 1st and 10 Hillsboro. Only 13 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Well, definitely some adjustments for the Rockets to make at halftime. Down 8 points.
Swings it out to Travis Ross, who's looking to pass. Throws it down the middle of the field. It is incomplete and a penalty marker. Probably going to be defensive pass interference against Chris Jenkins.
But we have a flag on the play.
So we'll see where they mark that. 6.8 seconds left to go on the clock. Getting ready to wrap the first half. They're talking it over with each other, the referees.
Two separate conversations between the referees. It's on offense.
Now Tony DiMano, the head referee, says it's offsetting penalties.
I don't know what that first signal was. What's it mean when he's behind the back?
A blocking in the back?
No, an illegal forward pass.
Will negate, will retry.
So I think that they're saying that the initial pass to the wideout must not have been a lateral. It must have been a forward pass. So the second
Okay.
one was illegal.
Okay.
But the pass interference nullifies it. But how do you have pass interference on an illegal forward pass? If the first penalty happened like that, it was an illegal pass, so he can't illegally defend an illegal pass. I think it's going to get wiped off, and that's what they're talking about. If that pass is an illegal forward pass, it nullifies the pass interference. We'll see.
So the referees are having a conference.
Instead, it should be a loss of down and a spot foul, I believe. What do you think? I haven't looked at the football rule book in a little while. Ask me the basketball rule book, and I know that one, Jeff.
Well, apparently you're not the only one.
Well, it's an oddball play. An illegal forward pass doesn't happen that much to a high school football crew. So an illegal forward pass happens, and it's going to be against Hillsboro. Loss of down.
Illegal forward pass against
Well, you called it.
I've worn stripes once or twice, Jeff.
An illegal forward pass, there cannot be pass interference. Penalty is a loss of down. It would be second down and about 20.
Well, second down, about 20. They swing it over for a short little pass. It's pumped out of bounds, and he stops it with 1.2 seconds left.
Another flag on the play.
Gets out of bounds with 1.2, and we got more fabric on the field. We're going to have a hold.
Holding against the Indians.
The good news is, Jeff, that we're getting lots of practice.
Well, and you're getting it closer to that end zone. If they could get a forced fumble right here and pick it up and run it in.
You know, a safety brings it in. A 6-point game. There you go. We're winning the battle of field position right now, inch by inch. Here's going to be the crazy one.
Penalty from the spot of the foul will place the ball around the 11-yard line or bring up second down.
It's going to be at about the 11. They have to get to the 43-yard line for a first down.
I think we'll have a defensive penalty here. You can't end the half on a defensive penalty. The Rockets have 4 down linemen here.
And they hand it off up the middle, and he is tackled, and that's the end of the first half. So we've completed the first half of this one from Hillsboro High School. The Claremont Northeastern Rockets find themselves on the trailing end of the score, 15-7. Hillsboro with the lead at the half.
For our halftime, we're going to have an interview with Coach Jack O'Rourke of the Hillsboro Indians. That's going to last about 6 minutes, and then we might have a little bit of dead air. It looks like they're putting 20 minutes on the clock, so we'll come back to you about 2 minutes before kickoff. And thanks for joining us.
All right, I'm here with Coach Jack O'Rourke of the Hillsboro Indians. He's in his 5th season as the head coach of the Indians. And Coach O'Rourke, I appreciate you joining me this evening.
It's nice to talk to you.
Well, Coach O'Rourke, I talked with Coach Thompson a little earlier, and it's been a season like none other. A season of some uncertainty and whatnot. Could you fill our viewers in a little bit on what Hillsboro's season has been like so far?
Well, we've definitely been in what we would call a rebuilding year. We recruited a number of kids. We had not recruited a number of kids out for football this year. We would have been struggling fielding a team and so on. But we were able to get out about 15 new faces. But with new faces, you also deal with inexperience and so on. And I guess the best way to describe our seasons has been a season of ups and downs in each ball game. We have times where we've played very well, and at times we have act like we've never played football at all before. And I have a great group of kids, and I have like 12 seniors, but only about 4 of those played last year. A couple of them are injured right now. And so we have a bunch of kids out there that are still learning how to play the game right now. They work hard in practice every day. They have some talent, but we tend to make a lot of mistakes, and those mistakes have been costing us games this year.
Okay. So 12 seniors, 2 returning right now that are healthy.
Right.
Could you give us an outlook? Who should we look for on the field? Some of your key performers that folks could look for.
Well, we have a number of running backs that play, to be honest. Bryce Parsons, our fullback. Chris Stout is our quarterback, and Chris has played there all year this year. But again, this is the first year for him playing football as a varsity starter. He was on the JV squad last year, so he's got a little bit of experience. Jason Middleton is a new running back for us. He didn't play, he hasn't played high school football until this year. He's a junior. And Derek Witt has been playing some fullback also for us. And let's see, Keenan Griffin is probably our main receiver. And really the only really two returners are two offensive linemen. One's our tight end, and the other one is our left guard, Zach Burns. He's probably our best football player, to be honest with you. He's number 60 and one of our captains and so on. Yeah, we, it really depends on which week, to be honest with you. We are a 3-back set, and depends on what people are giving us on who's really the guy that carries the load, because it does vary from week to week. That's for sure.
And my understanding is you're running a wing T style offense, so even when you call the play, you're not exactly certain right away who's getting the ball at times. Are you coming out in an option set from time to time?
We are probably a combination of wing T and flex bone, and again, depending on what people give us and so on, we really don't know sometimes who's going to be carrying the football.
Okay. Well, if you're looking at your outlook, if you could pick some keys to victory that would seal the deal for Hillsboro, what would be some keys you'd look for to get a victory?
Well, I think for us is that we have to eliminate the turnovers and the mistakes that we have been playing. We played with all year. If we lay the ball on the ground, as many times as we have this year, that between that interceptions, we tend to put ourselves in holes where our defense can't keep us out, can't keep people out, because we just keep giving them too many opportunities. So I think the biggest thing for us is to try to cut down, if not eliminate, all our turnovers, try to control the football with our running game, and try to play a solid game on defense.
Okay. It looks like there's a pretty good probability of rain in the forecast for tomorrow evening. That could make the turnover battle even more interesting for both sides of the ball, but at least it's an equalizer.
Yeah, it is, and I hope it doesn't rain, but I'd like to play in dry conditions myself, but we'll take whatever we got a chance to play. I'm just thankful we get to play.
That's right. And so when did you know that you were picking up Claremont Northeastern as a game? This was just a week or so ago?
A couple weeks ago, I think. I'm not really sure. This it's been so crazy and so on this year. Keeping track of things has been a little difficult.
I'm sure. Do you have an opponent lined up for next week, or are you aware yet?
Yeah, we
not sure.
We do have an opponent next week. We're going clear down to Portsmouth West next Saturday night.
On the road to Portsmouth West. Well, that's a big road trip to finish out the year. As of now, Northeastern doesn't have an opponent. Well, Coach O'Rourke, I appreciate you taking the time. Do you have anything you'd like to say before we turn things back over to the booth?
No, I think that more than anything, we're just as a group of young men who I have this year, I've been thankful to be able to coach them this year, and that we just haven't had the opportunity to play football.
All right. Well, Coach O'Rourke, I appreciate your time, and I'm going to send it back to the booth and Jeff. All right.
Well, welcome back to halftime at Hillsboro High School. The Claremont Northeastern Rockets trailing the Hillsboro Indians 15-7 in the first half. Hillsboro got on the board first. Travis Ross with an 18-yard run. Nick Turner added the point after, and with 42 seconds left to go in the first quarter, it was 7-0 Hillsboro. Claremont Northeastern tied it with 8:08 left in the second quarter. A 32-yard pass from Chris Jenkins to Angus Krug. Jared Glancy added the point after, and it was 7-7 at that point. In the waning moments of the first half, looked like the clock might run out, but Hillsboro scored on a Lawton Perry touchdown reception from Chris Stout, and it was a 25-yard pass. Travis Ross ran in a two-point conversion, and that's where we stand at halftime. 15-7 is the score. Claremont Northeastern is trailing, and they will get the ball to start the second half after a Hillsboro kickoff. And Alex, what's ahead for Claremont Northeastern? Now, next week is week 10.
To be determined.
So do we have any possibilities?
There are some possibilities. There's lots of feelers out there. It depends on what some teams do in the playoffs. Apparently, they're going to know by Sunday night.
Home or away?
Undetermined.
Undetermined.
Depends on who you can pick a game up with. So, as with much of life right now, some uncertainty. So, Coach Thompson, like he said in his pregame interview, told his seniors, play tonight like it's your last game. And he's really told them that for the last few weeks. Hillsboro does. They know where they're going. They're going to be at West Portsmouth on a Saturday night. But we'll see what Mr. Caldwell can do to get a contract for a Week 10 game. I know they'd like to, but we won't know until Sunday night.
Well, one guy that's been playing like it is his last game is Angus Krug. He has the touchdown, his third touchdown of the year, and he's been playing great defense as well. I mean, he's really been a force in this game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say the two players that I've noticed the most tonight would be Angus Krug, and then you got to give some credit to Hayden Mattis, number 69. He's come from the linebacker spot and made several big tackles as well.
And Jake Mott, who's looked like a running back.
Jake Mott is definitely feeling good. His legs are under him. J.J. Stricker hasn't had a chance to get the sacks that he likes to get, but you saw him come from the defensive line position several times and make a couple big tackles. So you hope they made some adjustments and come out in the second half and do something.
All right, so 12 minutes on the clock. We get ready to start the third quarter. Chris Jenkins is back at about the 10-yard line on the near side. Over on the far side at the 10-yard line is Carter Corey. They will be returning the kick. Shane Sullivan kicks it for Hillsboro, fielded by Jenkins at the 15. He's up to the 30-yard line and all the way up to the 38-yard line. Nice return by Chris Jenkins. And Claremont Northeastern will set it up 1st and 10 at their own 38.
Who comes up a little limp there for the Rockets? Looks like it's number 46. Am I reading that right? Dang.
Well, Northeastern's offensive line is pretty much the same as it's been all year. Mason Butler, the center, J.J. Stricker and Hayden Mattis are the guards. Hunter Vyers and Steve Norton are the tackles. Of course, those guys don't get mentioned enough.
That might be Mason Butler. I'm not certain. No. I'm not certain who that is. We've got a number on here that's not matching up.
That's not McIntyre, is it?
I don't know. I'm seeing 46. I thought I had McIntyre in there. It might. I thought I had McIntyre on 56, but I could be wrong.
Lancaster 14, Tays Valley nothing in the second.
Well, he limps off the field. It's a shame we don't know who that is. But at any rate, Northeastern with the ball, 1st and 10. Angus Krug comes wide to the near side as they wait for the gentleman to be taken off the field. And now we're ready to start. 11:54 left in the third quarter as we start this Claremont Northeastern, hopefully a long sustained drive. Pitch out goes to Jake Mott. He's up to about the 38-yard line. Might have got a yard before he was run down.
It's well defended by Hawk there for Hillsboro, Hayden Hawk.
39-yard line, gain of 2, bring up 2nd down and 8.
So 2nd and 8, a 2-yard gain for Jake Mott. As we said earlier in the game, Mott averages 7.6 yards a carry. His long run was 32 yards. He's also a good receiver. He's caught coming into tonight 5 times for 108 yards for a 21.6 yard average receiving. He gets a lot of yards after catches. As Jenkins rolls to the right side and throws it downfield over the head of his intended receiver, number 39, Carter Corey.
Jenkins' pass falls incomplete.
We've been pretty fortunate as we look at scores around the league. Several schools have been on lightning delays. New Richmond's losing to Ross in their playoff game.
So 3rd down and 8 for Claremont Northeastern. Krug and Corey Carter to the near side as they come up. Wide right again, the freshman Brad McIntyre. I meant Mitchell Braden. Mitchell Braden, wide right. Quick pass to Krug, and he spins forward. He is close to what they needed for the first down. I think he's going to be shy.
Just short, but
just short.
That's very good effort there by Angus Krug. Good pass by Chris Jenkins, and
boy, it depends where they spot this.
they're moving the flag.
Yeah, they're
moving
saying
the chains.
1st and 10.
They're saying a first down.
Chain crew wasn't as convinced on that first down, but the referees spotted it as a first down and moving forward.
Well, I'm looking straight across, right down the line, and it looked like the referee was standing right at the stick, and I was wondering where they were going to put the ball down, but all moot.
We'll take it.
And they don't put the ball down, they put the beanbag down. So the handoff to Jake Mott on first down, and Mott spins forward to the 50-yard line.
He's tackled there by number 18,
Ross on the stop,
Travis Ross. Goes for about 3 yards.
along with Witt.
So 2nd down and 7, the ball right at midfield.
Ball's just shy of midfield. They'll bring up 2nd down and about 7.
Wait.
10-16 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 15-7, Hillsboro leading. Krug to the near side. Mitchell Braden out wide to the right. 3 men in the backfield behind Jenkins Jenkins keeps it himself after some play action, and he gets all the way to the 45-yard line, so he's going to be about 3 yards shy of the first down. Maybe 2 yards shy of the first down.
Some good athleticism there by Chris Jenkins.
45-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 2.
Well, if he can get anything, any
We're-
kind of a gain on this, you would think they would be going on 4th down at this situation.
Well, things are going to get a little interesting here. They blow it dead. Chris Jenkins goes down hurt for a minute, and the officials stop the game for him. So be interested to see. I don't know if Coach Thompson can buy him back on the field with a timeout or not, but if it stops the game, I think he's got to come off the field here. So I don't know who's going to line up for quarterback. Say put Jake Mott in the Wildcat and see what you can do.
The first guy that came to my mind was Jake Mott, but I was wondering, if can he throw or what's the situation with him, but that's the first guy that popped in my head.
3rd and 2, put Jake Mott under center and run the ball. Looks like you've got number 11, Nathan Dunford, the freshman, steps onto the field. He's going to get his first varsity snap at quarterback that I've seen so far.
Didn't he play in one of the first games?
He came
late
in
the
against
year?
Summit.
I think he did. Yes.
He came in against Summit. You are correct. So freshman Nathan Dunford will line up under center for the Rockets here.
So Dunford to take the snaps. Hands it off. And that's going to be a first down.
On the carry.
Jake Mott carries it to the 40-yard line for another CNE first down.
Middleton and Burns on the stop.
Burns and Middleton for Hillsboro on the tackle, but not until we get the first down.
10 Rockets.
I think everybody in the stadium had a pretty good feel for what that probably was going to be the call.
Looks like Jenkins coming back in.
Good job by the Rockets offensive line.
Yep, Jenkins is back in at quarterback. Will work from the shotgun. Krug near side, Braden far side as they snap it to
Is that
Jenkins,
caught?
and he throws it over the middle. It's complete. Is that Mott?
I think that's going to be Carter Corey. Man alive.
Krug's on the stop.
He threaded that ball in there.
I was going to say he had, or was that Krug?
No, that was
I don't know.
Carter
He had so many
Corey.
red jerseys around him, you couldn't see
There
who
were
it
a lot of
was.
red jerseys there. In fact, enough that they hid the white jersey of Carter Corey, but that goes for 7 yards.
So 2nd and 3 for Claremont Northeastern as they start to look like they're getting some kind of a drive going now. Jenkins rolling to the near side, pitches it to Jake Mott. He's got the first down to the 15. That's not the 15, that's the
He's drugged down
25.
by Austin Barrett.
Place about the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 Rockets.
So the Rockets have another first down, and they are moving the football.
It's a nice patient play there by Chris Jenkins. He's got his man out there and waited until Hillsboro initiated him to make that pitch and picked up another few yards.
8:08 left to go in the third period. Jeff Seibert along with Alex Cunningham bringing you the play-by-play on CNE RocketCast. Nice to have you with us on this Friday night. 2 men behind Jenkins. Again, rolling to the right, throws it, and it was a lofty pass that Krug comes down with and takes it away from the defender and
man.
takes it to the 1.
Angus Krug decided he was going to take that ball.
Place ball at the 3-yard
Jenkins
line.
trusted his man to go up and get it. He did. He ripped it out and almost went in for the score.
Angus Krug was almost unhurt. I mean, you didn't hear anything about Angus Krug the first 2 or 3 games of the season.
First 3 weeks of the season, we didn't say his name a whole lot.
And now suddenly he's become a huge target. And I mean that both figuratively and
Timeout Hillsboro there. First
and
timeout.
figuratively. I mean, he is a huge kid.
He just decided he wanted that ball and he went to get it. Congratulations to him on making a heck of a play there. This is going to be pretty important for Northeastern to stick this ball in and probably go for 2 because we've got some inclement weather that's probably not far away. We mentioned that the schools that are playing to the west of us had seen some lightning delays, so I'd say it's going to be really important here. I'm not sure what the situation will be if we get a delay.
Starting to see some lightning off
Yeah.
to the left here.
Off to the west of us, it's on its way in, so it's a pretty key play here for CNE. Put this in and go for 2, and hopefully we can draw this game together. It's not an insignificant storm on its way, Jeff.
That's good news since I have about a 30 or 40-yard sprint to the car.
I'll probably wait in the press box.
Yeah.
I got a couple.
Well, you got too much.
I got a couple $1,000 worth of electronics here that I don't feel like taking out in a rainstorm, Jeff.
I'm sure you can pull your car back here somewhere. They have to deliver the hamburgers to the concession stand.
That's right. I think I can get him there.
All right, so 2 men behind Jenkins. They give it to Hayden Mattis. No, that was Steve Norton.
Steve
who
Norton.
takes it.
Just short.
Did not get in. Stephen Norton with a carry.
I'd say do it again.
At the goal line.
Well, they did this 3 weeks ago with Hayden Mattis, and he got a touchdown, so now they're doing it with Steve Norton. Mattis got his on senior night.
That was a fun moment.
They give it to Norton again. Still did not
Oh,
get in.
just short. It's going to be 3rd and a half a yard.
Goal line again. 3rd down.
We're going to do it one more time?
Yeah, what the heck.
Why not? You're in 4-down territory for sure. You got a thunderstorm coming in week 9. Give it to the big senior and let him score.
Looks like Norton's going up to the line now. Gave him 2 shots.
Timeout, Coach.
Now
No,
we got another guy in the backfield, number 73.
he's not on the roster.
I'm not sure who that is. There's a dive
Jenkins
forward,
goes
and
up
that's
and
going to
over,
be
and
a
it's gonna be a
touchdown for
touchdown.
Jenkins. So the Claremont Northeastern Rockets come to within 2. It's 15-13. Score comes with 6:30 left to go in the third.
So at this point, with rain coming in, hopefully Coach Thompson decides that he knows that that's got to be on its way. He's going to go for 2 here. Pretty important play here.
Yes, it is.
When you put all the circumstances together, and, man, I think you might be hard-pressed not to try to look for Angus Krug on a fade over here to the left. He's 8 inches taller than his defender. Call a timeout, Coach. We've got some formation issues.
Andrew McIntosh in the background. Now we got a penalty marker.
Oh,
Delay a game against
There you
the
go.
Rockets. 5-yard penalty will place the ball at the 8-yard line.
You know, the good news is this will give Angus Krug more room to work in the back of the end zone, Jeff.
Right.
It was strategery. So they'll get their set. They'll redo their call. Still go for 2.
Place the ball at the 8-yard
So
line.
instead of a 3-yard run, it's going to be an 8-yard run, 8-yard play to get into the end zone on a 2-point conversion.
I'd say regardless, you got to take a really serious look at Angus Krug here. He's got some room. He's got a 6-inch advantage on his cornerback that's guarding him. Roll left and
Little
see what you
down and
can do.
out. Jenkins throwing over the head of his intended receiver.
Pass ball's incomplete.
That was, I think, to Tristan Hensley.
30 left in the third
Yeah,
quarter with your
Tristan
score.
Hensley, the
Hillsboro
intended
15,
receiver, but it's incomplete,
Northeastern 13.
and it is
Ladies and
15
gentlemen,
to
we do want
13,
tell you there is
Hillsboro
inclement weather
leading.
coming. You probably need to get ready. It's
And we'll
really
take a timeout as they
Hillsboro.
announce to the crowd that there's inclement weather coming and warning them to get ready for the rain that's going to be coming.
Jeff, in the event that we do come up on a weather delay, we'll probably end the RocketCast. We won't. I don't think we'll keep it on pause the whole time. So we'll
Right.
probably drop off the air for our viewers. We'll put a post on Facebook and Twitter when we come back, and we'll restart a stream if we need to come back. In all likelihood,
Okay.
we're going to want to get our equipment back in from the weather as quickly as we can.
So the Rockets are getting set to kick off as I start to feel a little bit of
Yeah, it's definitely a
Little
cold
bit of
front
rain.
moving through.
For the Indians, Clancy, kick for Claremont Northeastern.
Well, they started to kick it, and Glancy stopped. There was a whistle over on the far side of the field. I think the referees called time. Are they going to call time it now? They're going to end it now?
I think they're thinking very seriously about it. Okay, they're sending them in.
Well, that's strange.
I'm not
I mean,
sure.
I understand what they're doing, but there's no weather yet.
There is a lightning delay, which means a 30-minute delay for every strike.
So we're going to be on a minimum of 30-minute delay. So I think, Jeff, we'll probably end it here. We're going to be on a minimum of 30-minute delay.
Okay.
We'll wait things out for a little bit. Folks can look for a message on Facebook and Twitter. We'll let you know if we're going to come back. As it sits right now, the Rockets are down 2 points, but it will be a minimum of 30 minutes.
Well, so how do they know if they're going to just call the game?
The Hillsboro it'll be between the Hillsboro administration and I think Mr. Caldwell will be involved. They'll make a determination. I don't know if the game will be suspended if they have to stop tonight and we resume. I'm not certain.
Okay.
Stand by for just a second. Let me see.
Okay, while you
I
do
might get a
that,
little
as we-
feedback. If you give them a summary for a minute, and
Okay.
we'll let folks know.
Well, as he checks that out, Claremont Northeastern right now trailing 15 to 13. That 2-point conversion penalty looms big now because they are trailing by 2 points. So if this game would be indeed called, then they would lose by 2. But they had just come back and tied the score as we found out that there was inclement weather on the way. And then as we really were talking about it for just a second or two, Northeastern was about to kick off. There's no lightning in the area right now that I can see. There seems to be some far off to the west, but it's supposedly coming this way. But everybody's still standing out on the field, which I don't know why. That seems like that kind of defeats the purpose.
Well, it's either that or sit on a metal bench and bleachers. I'm
Aluminum. Aluminum's not bad.
Not too many options. So it's really in the hands of the officials on what we're going to do. But for sure, it's going to be a minimum of 30 minutes. So we'll
All right,
drop
well, we'll
out.
go ahead and take the time out.
Yeah, we'll let folks know what's coming back shortly. But as it stands, it's 13 to 15 in favor of Hillsboro. And we hope to see you guys in about 35 minutes.